Have you ever wondered what goes into that famous bacon we eat almost every day? Since we are what we eat, I suggest taking a closer look at how bacon is made. When you think of bacon, you probably imagine the perfect combination of saltiness, sweetness, smoky flavor, and an unmistakable crunch. It's one of the few foods that inspires excitement in almost everyone on the planet. But behind this seemingly simple product lies a complex, centuries-old process that transforms an ordinary cut of pork into a golden strip worthy of the title of the king of breakfasts. I suggest we don't delay any further and take a closer look at how bacon is made. But first, it's worth understanding what it is. For example, the classic bacon we love is almost always made from pork belly. This is the cut found on the lower part of the animal's carcass and is renowned for its perfect, generous balance of meat and fat. This marbled, multi-layered structure is key to the crispiness and incredible flavor. But if we take another part of the animal, such as the loin, we'll end up with ham rather than bacon. This means that the ideal raw material for bacon is a thick, rectangular piece of belly, which should have an even distribution of fat and meat layers. When a large pork belly arrives at the factory, it's first carefully prepared. It must be trimmed to the desired shape to ensure perfect penetration of all the spices. Once this piece is ready, the real magic begins, a process called curing. Let's start by taking a closer look at what curing actually is. It's the heart of the entire process and what turns meat into bacon. Historically, it was the only way to preserve meat for months before refrigeration, and today, it's the primary way to create the unique flavor of bacon. A mixture of just a few key ingredients is used. The most important of these, of course, is salt. It not only imparts flavor, but also draws moisture from the meat, which in turn slows bacterial growth and ensures preservation. The second, incredibly important component is sugar, cane or maple. Sugar is often used. This sugar isn't needed for sweetness. Firstly, it helps balance the harshness of the salt. And secondly, it provides fuel for complex chemical reactions during smoking and frying, ultimately producing a beautiful golden color. Finally, the third and most important component from a safety and color standpoint is nitrites, most often used in the form of nitrite salt. These nitrites inhibit the growth of dangerous bacteria and are also responsible for the pink-red color of bacon, which distinguishes it from ordinary gray, boiled meat. The process itself can proceed in two ways. The first is dry curing, which simply rubs the brisket with a dry mixture of salt, sugar, and spices. It is then tightly wrapped or placed in a special container and refrigerated for 7 to 10 days, and sometimes even longer. During this time, the salt draws out all the liquid, and the meat ages in its own brine. The second method is called wet curing, or brine marinating. In this case, the brisket is immersed in a salty liquid, to which all the spices and nitrites have already been added. This method is often faster and ensures more even penetration of the salt and spices into the meat. But regardless of the method chosen, time is still a crucial factor. The meat must rest for the required time for the spices to fully penetrate, and the bacon to acquire the desired density and flavor. Only then does the next, most flavorful stage begin. After the pork belly has been cured and left to rest for the required time, the next step is the one that gives bacon its most recognizable and beloved flavor. Smoking. Smoking isn't just about flavor. It's another ancient preservation method that's the hallmark of high-quality, truly delicious bacon. The meat, fully salted and aged, is sent to special smoking chambers. Here, it slowly bathes in aromatic wood smoke. However, it's important to understand that bacon is typically cold smoked, meaning the temperature inside the smoker remains relatively low, between 20 and 30 degrees Celsius. Such strict parameters are necessary to ensure that the meat doesn't cook, but rather is infused with smoke, preserving its structure. This smoke comes from various types of wood, and the choice of wood determines the final character of the bacon. For example, in North America, hickory is considered a classic, producing a powerful, rich, almost pungent smoke. Apple or cherry wood, however, are used for a softer, sweeter, fruitier flavor. The smoking process itself can last anywhere from several hours to a day, and the chef must constantly monitor the temperature and smoke density to ensure the belly acquires a perfect golden brown color and is evenly infused with flavor. This smoke gives the bacon additional stability, as well as the complex, multifaceted flavor we so appreciate and love. However, even after smoking is complete, the bacon isn't ready for slicing as you might think. Before that, it must undergo a very important, yet unnoticeable stage: cooling and stabilization. Our hot, smoked piece of belly is sent to special chambers, where it is slowly cooled. This process is necessary to allow all the fats and meat fibers to calm down, and for the moisture to be evenly distributed within. But if you slice warm bacon, it will crumble and lose its attractive shape. That's why it's cooled almost to freezing. Only then does the final, and visually most important, step come: slicing. The cut is what determines your future experience. You've probably noticed that bacon comes in different varieties. Some prefer thick cuts for a meatier, chewier texture, while others prefer thinner, almost translucent slices for maximum crispiness. In production, high-precision machines are used to achieve this, capable of slicing bacon with millimeter-level accuracy. Balance is key, because a slice that's too thin can burn in the pan, while one that's too thick won't cook to the desired crispiness. Each manufacturer chooses their ideal thickness to ensure the best balance between fat, meat, and crispiness. So, after the high-precision machine has finished its work, and neat, even, golden brown slices of bacon lie before us, the bacon undergoes rigorous quality control before being packaged. Specialists check each piece for compliance with standards: uniform color, the ideal fat-to-meat ratio, and the precision we discussed above. If the bacon is too fatty, it won't crisp up, and if it's too lean, it won't impart enough flavor. This step ensures you receive a consistent, high-quality product in every package. This inspection is truly meticulous, as failure to do so could result in severe penalties, as selling substandard products is prohibited. After checking comes the critical stage: packaging. You've probably noticed that bacon is always vacuum-packed or in an airtight plastic container where there's virtually no air. And this is no accident. Packaging serves two purposes. First, it preserves freshness by preventing the bacon from coming into contact with oxygen, which can cause fat oxidation and flavor degradation. Second, it ensures safety and a long shelf life. Thanks to the combination of nitrites and airtight packaging, bacon can be refrigerated for several weeks and remain completely safe. Even so, it's crucial to understand that bacon, although a shelf-stable product thanks to the curing process, should ideally be cooked soon after opening to preserve its fresh, smoky flavor. Worth mentioning at this stage that another dilemma is being addressed: freezing. Although most bacon is sold chilled, many manufacturers also offer frozen products for greater profits. Freezing allows the bacon to maintain its quality for a long time, but this often affects the texture. This is because after defrosting, the slices may become slightly softer and more brittle. That's why the ideal bacon is considered to be chilled, sliced, and packaged immediately after smoking. The packaging is the final protective barrier between all this complex technology and your pan. Only after this barrier is passed is the bacon ready for the final stage, the culinary magic that happens in your kitchen. But before it reaches your frying pan, bacon has a long journey to complete. That's where logistics come in, and the cold chain is crucial. Remember how we said bacon remains safe thanks to nitrites and low temperatures? Well, this must be strictly maintained throughout the entire journey, otherwise the product will spoil. The trucks that pick up pallets of bacon from the factory are equipped with special refrigerated units that maintain a constant low temperature, which helps ensure the bacon arrives safe and sound. Each package of bacon is a traveler of sorts, requiring strict temperature control to maintain its freshness and safety. Then the packages are transferred to supermarket warehouses, where they are quickly distributed. And finally, the bacon hits store shelves. The speed of rotation is crucial here. Retailers must constantly monitor expiration dates to ensure you always buy the freshest product. Older packages are placed closer to the customer, while newer ones are further away. So, after undergoing strict temperature control in trucks and careful shelf management, the perfect slice of bacon awaits its moment to be selected by you for the final, most important culinary act in your frying pan. Now, when the sliced bacon strips hit the hot pan, a true culinary alchemy begins, which chemists call the Maillard reaction. First, the fat begins to render from the fatty layer. This is truly crucial because, unlike many other types of meat, bacon is fried in its own fat, which gives it that unique juiciness and helps it cook evenly. As it heats, the proteins and sugars that penetrated the meat during curing begin to react with each other, creating hundreds of new aromatic compounds. These reactions are what give bacon its rich, complex, golden brown color and that universally beloved deep flavor we all know so well. It's worth noting that the art of bacon cooking lies in achieving the perfect balance between rendered fat and crispy meat. This requires control, as too high a heat will simply burn the sugars and toughen the meat, while too low a heat will make it rubbery and prevent it from achieving the desired crunch. Ideal frying, in this case, is a slow and steady process during which the bacon slowly releases its fat and gradually caramelizes. When it reaches the ideal state, crisp but not overcooked, it's removed and allowed to cool. However, don't think that all this rendered fat is simply waste. It's a true culinary gift, used for frying eggs and vegetables and adding an extra smoky flavor to a wide variety of dishes. It helps enrich even the simplest foods. So, after carefully selecting raw materials, long days of curing, and aromatic smoking, bacon finally reaches its final destination. But its significance extends far beyond culinary pursuits. Bacon is a global phenomenon, and every culture has its own version. For example, in Italy, you'll find pancetta, a bacon cured with herbs and spices, but often unsmoked, giving it a cleaner, grassier flavor. Meanwhile, in the Emilia-Romagna region, they use guanciale, or pork cheeks, which yield a richer, softer, creamier fat, perfect for classic sauces. These differences only highlight how versatile a product based on fat and salt can be. But whether we're talking about smoked strips or salty pancetta, the essence remains the same. Bacon is a simple yet perfect combination of salty, sweet, fatty, and aromatic. It's loved by everyone, used in everything, from breakfasts to desserts. In conclusion, bacon is more than just meat. It's a triumph of culinary engineering, where the scientific process of curing and the chemistry of smoking combine with patience and skill. It's a product that proves that the simplest things are often the most ingenious. Enjoy your next crispy slice. So, after carefully selecting raw materials, long days of curing, and aromatic smoking, bacon finally reaches its final destination. But its significance extends far beyond culinary pursuits. That's because bacon is a truly global phenomenon, and every culture has its own version, proving that the combination of pork, salt, and thyme is a universal formula for success. For example, in Italy, you'll find pancetta, a bacon cured with herbs and spices, but often unsmoked, giving it a cleaner, more herbal flavor, perfect for stuffing and wrapping meats. And in the Emilia-Romagna region, they use guanciale, or so-called pork cheeks, which yield a richer, softer, creamier fat, essential for classic sauces like carbonara and amatriciana, where the fat is the foundation of the flavor. But if we look at other regions, we'll see that lardon is popular in France. It's a thicker, often smoked cut. And in Spain, there are many variations of tocino and Iberian bacon, made from unique breeds of pig. It's worth remembering that these differences only highlight how versatile a product based on fat and salt can be, and how it adapts to local culinary traditions. But whether we're talking about smoked strips or salty pancetta, the essence remains the same. Bacon is a simple yet perfect combination of salty, sweet, fatty, and aromatic. It's loved by everyone, and its influence extends far beyond breakfast. bacon has become more than just an ingredient. It's a true flavor enhancer in cooking, giving rise to the so-called bacon effect. This is due to its combination of all 5 basic flavors: salt, sugar, bitterness from smoking, acidity from curing, and, most importantly, rich umami soy, which is the pinnacle of a meaty, hearty taste. It's this unique profile that allows bacon to be appropriate in everything, from a classic addition to scrambled eggs to an unexpected ingredient in ice cream, desserts, and even cocktails. Bacon imparts that final or deep finish to a dish that evokes instant pleasure. In conclusion, bacon is more than just meat. It's a true triumph of culinary engineering, where the ancient scientific process of curing and the subtle chemistry of smoking combine with patience and skill to create a product that is the pinnacle of meat flavor. It's a product that proves that even the simplest, most fundamental things, when perfected, will always be the most ingenious. Enjoy your next crispy slice of beautiful bacon. Now you know how it's made. You can rest assured.